PNL Duels coming up this weekend in Omaha. We're wrestling on a baseball field or something like that. Either way, I'm stoked. But, a lot is being said about the team race, and that's cool. Team race is awesome. But there's some other real good stuff if you kind of dig into some of these rosters. As far as team race goes, probably going to be MWC versus Askren in the finals. But there's a couple individual matchups that I really want to take a look at. And the first one, and probably for this week, the only one that I really want to focus on is Cade Ziola against Jackson Rotterman. It's 190 pounds. These guys are really solid defensively. I'll show you what I mean. So one of the things that guys have trouble with is getting stuck underneath when they're that tall, right? They just don't have the angles and the geometry involved are not in their favor. So look at how so I'm going to pause it right here. He jams his left elbow into the guy's collar, and then he kind of just snags with his right hand. Doesn't have to go to a knee. And again, but he's not done using his length. Watch him get the leg up in the air. And so he just uses his left leg and trips and loses his own footing in the process, but doesn't really matter. He falls on top of the guy, and it seems like he's done that a bunch. And I like, look, he understands the value of finishing quick. That is extremely wise beyond his years. All right. Now, to that point, let's check out what happens when you don't finish quick on somebody. So the shot was taken at 2:28 left on the match clock. Okay. Watch how long it takes this young man named Jorrit to finish. 2:28 left on the match clock is when the trip. Nothing. But you got to be saying to yourself, oh, but it's freestyle. All he has to do is walk him out of bounds, right? Okay, we're at 28 seconds so far. Tries to step him out of bounds. Watch Ziola not just circle in, but get a step out himself. Holy smokes. 28 plus 7 is 35 seconds with a single leg, and you get scored on. Oh, that's a tough go, right? So again, he uses his length really, really well. Let's move on to Jackson Rotterman. Rotterman's defense also really, really solid. Check this out, okay? Rotterman in the blue goes slide by. And by the way, that slide by is going to come in handy later on in this match, and we're going to talk about that as well. Okay? In on a leg. Watch him just keep that. Now, look, it takes a tremendous amount of balance to fend off this head outside single. He does it all while keeping his left hand on that elbow, right? Really solid defense here. And by the way, he switches and gets a takedown out of this. That's a folk style. Like, remember, it's folk style takedowns, control base. Really, really solid. Because Kid Cooley was in deep. He was in super deep. Now, that said, how does he score? Well, at the end of this match, down by 1, riding time not a factor, slide by. Pulls him down. Now, he does have a crazy leg in. It's hard to see here, but he does have a crazy leg in, so technically that would not be 2 points this coming weekend in a freestyle setting. But there it was 2. Something tells me with 14 seconds left, he could probably get his leg out if he needed to. The one thing that strikes me as interesting about this slide by, and I might be making a lot out of a little, is he does it lefty, right? Watch it again. Most people, and again, I'm saying most, right? Because I know I have a good slide by, not just me, but like our guys have good slide bys with their right hand on the collar, left hand pulling through. But you're going to see Rotterman here go left hand on the collar and pull through with his right. Does it make a difference? I think it does, right? I think people are generally more aware of a right hand collar tie slide by. You know who else does that and does it at a real high level? A guy named Sidakov. He wrestles for Russia. He's got a couple world titles, and he scores on some of the best guys in the country, or some of the best guys in the world, rather, with using his right hand on the slide by, left hand on the collar. So will that kind of come into play? I don't know, but I will say this. I think if you're going to score against a Cade Ziola, just get into a single leg. Kid's got good defense. I don't know. That said, though, if you can create some points, just by going to slide bys and kind of sneaking out one or two kind of cheap ones. Let's call them cheap ones, right? Because they don't take much effort. Man, you might be onto something. Either way, PNL Duels, first of its kind this weekend, coming to you from Omaha on the 18th. That's Saturday. Make sure and tune in soon.